Hello and welcome to the 42nd Planet Destiny podcast. We have our normal group of people here. We got Tefty, we got Briar, we got Pope. It feels like I'm saying that a lot. We got an awesome guest here. This is the first time appearing on an official Planet Destiny podcast. I know you and I did a little thing at one point together. We had a little fling, a little one-night stand in California.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me about this.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name's Hovey, or KJ Hovey. That's about it.
That's about it.
The sniper.
So
The legend.
everyone in the comments, man, Holtzman's such a good sniper. And then I'm always like, KJ Hovey's better. He's way better. And then there's always that other guy that comes in and goes, you know, KJ Hovey is better. I'm like, yeah, I didn't have to say it.
I don't know if I'm better.
No, you're better.
Oh, no, Hovey. Every time I'm doing a stream and I'm using a sniper, they're like, you know, Hovey's better than you. I'm like, yeah, I know that. Thank you.
You are the baseline of skill that people judge everything on. You're sniping. Everyone's like, become legend in Destiny. And it's like, no, you need to try to become Hovey. That's the minimum bar for being a legendary sniper.
That's true.
I'm sorry, guys, but it's going to be a pretty PvP heavy podcast today. It's called Trials of Osiris.
Oh, yeah.
I am excited to see that come back in tomorrow, or by the time this podcast goes out, it will already be. I think Trials will have already come out.
Yep. Unless you get it out before 10 o'clock in the morning.
10 a.m. Pacific. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen.
Come on, you can do it, Patrick.
Oh, I mean, I can do it. It's just, the uploading the 25 gigabyte video file to YouTube can't do it that quickly.
That's a meaty file.
That is a
Always
big
blaming
file.
it on YouTube.
It's a massive file. And then, I think that's only at like 720p.
Jeez.
I think it's up to 32 gigs if we do a 1080p video file for the background footage.
I think we should really step up our game and get to 4K.
Yeah.
Okay.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Please tell
so what we need to
Bungie
do is
to make the Destiny stream at 4K, and then we'll probably have to tell Elgato to be able to make a capture card that can capture
just
at
up-res
4K.
it. We're good.
Oh, just
It'll only take like 8
just
hours to render out.
No big deal. No big deal.
Everyone probably wants to know, what are you going to be using?
Everyone keeps asking me that. Probably pulse rifle and sniper.
Well, I think the other like specific thing would be, what are you going to do to combat all those sunbreakers?
Probably run. Or just
are you going to be? What class are you going to be? Are you going to be a Sunbreaker?
A sun singer.
Classic Hovey.
So then you can die
Suffer.
twice to him by self-rising.
Right.
So your son's Singer. Have you tried using Tlolak at all?
Yeah, it's really good.
All right.
I love that weapon.
It's pretty strong.
What is that?
The
I mean, I know what that is, but if we're going to be like talking about it, what is it?
How do you say? Is it Tlolak?
I call it Tlolak,
Is it? Okay.
Okay.
but that's probably not
He's
how
from
you
the
say
south,
it.
so
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Tlolak.
I've been wondering
Just
too.
to be different.
Yeah.
I'm going to
But
go with
it's-
Tlaloc.
Sounds like
Yeah.
Layla. Talayla.
It's a it's a Warlock exclusive primary, right?
Yeah, it's the exotic scout rifle that you get from the gunsmith rank 3.
Rank 3 gunsmith quest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
A studious little
It's a good
Warlock.
gun. it basically turns it into a Mida multi. Basically, if you have your super up and you're using this gun, you go from a Vision of Confluence style scout to a Mida multi-tool style scout with Vision of Confluence damage. It's really good at doing damage, but only when you actually have your super up and everything.
Yeah, I like the thought of it with Sunsinger so much because when I do trials, half the time I don't even use my
Right.
super.
Yeah, it does seem well suited to be a Sunsinger.
Well, also,
Yeah.
Hovey, you've been a champion of the Mina multi-tool. So this is like sort of replacement. You don't have the speed, but you at least have some of the bullet essence of the Mina multi-tool with it.
You can like use a pulse rifle too for the most part, and then once your super's up, switch to Tlolak, and it'll be one of the best
That's true,
primaries
yeah.
in the game when you have your super up.
Yeah, I kind of feel dirty doing that though.
You know what else feels dirty?
But
Being a sunbreaker.
Sunbreakers.
Some man.
Ah, yes. Finally, Titans get their
To-
what they deserve.
Well, I mean, my personal strategy when fighting a Sunbreaker, I know we in the comments people are like, you guys just complain about Sunbreakers all the time.
I've
Yeah,
not
we
complained
did.
about Sunbreakers once on this podcast. Just saying.
That's because you are a
that's true.
Titan.
There are very
That's
viable
Titan.
strategies. There's very viable strategies for killing them. All of my strategies for killing them involve me popping a 3 of coins
Nice,
beforehand. Because on the off chances I kill one, I want to get an exotic engram off of them.
That's not a
Congrats.
bad idea for PvP, exotic engram drops. Just, if you can kill a character in their super,
It's
well,
it's
at least a
Sunbreaker.
Titan
If you
in
can
their
kill a
super.
Sunbreaker.
yeah. If you can kill a Sunbreaker in their super, then with no other damage being given by anybody else, you
Yep.
should get an exotic
Love
engram. Just saying.
I like it. Bungie,
Yeah.
do it.
Make it happen.
I haven't. Do so.
We had a few times that we got to dual stream some trials, and they were awesome. And it's going to be very different now with these other supers. I want to know, what do you think the finer dynamics are going to change, if you can forecast it at all?
I mean, I'm looking forward not to complaining about Thorn all the time. That's for sure.
Oh, yes.
But I think there's going to be more gun battles, but at the same time, I think snipers are going to dominate even more. Which kind of... Because the time to kill is kind of lower, and like a pulse rifle, you can kind of react faster. If you get 2-tapped by Thorn, you're just like, well, I'm shit out of luck. You can't really do anything.
Did you say snipers you think are going to be better, or just like the gameplay in general is going to be better because of the lack of Thorn?
Snipers are going to be more dominant. That's what I'm really
Okay.
getting at. And they already were dominant in trials, so it'll be interesting.
I think that's just part of the game mode itself. You want to try to, kill people as quickly as possible, and a sniper round to the head is generally a good way of doing that.
Revive snipe is so important.
Because pulse rifles are a thing now, like they are the thing as a primary. Most snipers are going to have difficulty, like going up against people that are using primary pulse rifles, because the flinching with a pulse rifle now for some reason just feels really off to me. Like it's very hard to counter snipe someone that's using a pulse rifle.
I always think it's harder to hit someone using messenger, but luckily they won't be able to
Yeah.
use that. So
I'm sure there's going to be some people that will still try to
Gonna
use
cling
it.
on to it.
I'm gonna try Null and Beyond. Very first game, I'm gonna put Null and Beyond on. I'm gonna see if it works.
Run dub snipe.
Just see if it can still one bang.
I'm sure it can. You ran it in Iron Banner, right?
Yeah, but isn't the light level different? I was wondering if that would mess
No,
with it.
the scaling. I think Derek put out a tweet that the scaling is the exact same as Iron Banner. So
That's good.
might be worth
What
looking
was the crit
into.
on Iron Banner?
I was like only 283 light when I could have been higher, and I think it was getting like 199 or something like that. So higher armor people it wouldn't
Got
one
it.
shot, but most of them
Yeah.
it was good. Be a fun challenge mode just to do no and beyond
There you go.
sidearm.
Yeah.
Have you been using sidearms much? Because I saw an angry tweet, or not an angry tweet, but just like a Hovia, once you use a sniper, why aren't you using a sidearm? And that was like from your chat.
Oh, I've been using a lot of sidearms. The Iron, there's a lot of good ones. The Iron Wreath is really good. Havoc Pigeon, Conviction's really good, and they have the same stats, but I swear they're not the
Yeah, they
actual.
feel different,
like,
don't they?
Exact
Basically,
same.
basically the stats on sidearms only vary by 3 of like across all of them.
But I feel like some fire quicker somehow.
Because
I don't really understand.
Havoc Pigeon is in the stats, even on the Bungie's website, the ones we pulled directly from the API are not correct. That's as simple as it is. The stats aren't correct on them. So yeah.
So
so like Havoc Pigeon is in like a higher impact class, I think. It fires ever so slightly slower from what I remember.
That would make sense because I always felt like Conviction was quicker, but not as strong.
Not as strong. Which roll did you get on your Iron Wreath?
I had 2 of them. I got the vendor one. The other one had Feeding. Is it Killing Frenzy or Feeding Frenzy? Were you Feeding Frenzy, Zen Moment, and the Pendant Magazine? So it has 18 shots, which is
Nice.
pretty awesome.
Okay. So I do want to address this because both you and I have used Iron Wreath, and it's in both states that the community has actually seen it in. Is it
I already know what you're
still?
gonna
Yeah,
ask.
is it still OP as it was at
No.
E3 and the Red Bull event?
Not even close, man. Back then, it was like you could 4-shot across the map.
It was last word with current pulse
Oh my
rifle
gosh.
range, pretty much. I think we all saw that, like Triple Rec, Imtash, you and I, like we looked at each other, we're like, wait, okay, this just has to be because it's an E3 build. They're not gonna let in a sniper with this, are they? And they let in a sniper with.
I don't really see too many people in the Crucible using it though.
I don't see as many either, because I mean it was an arms day weapon, and I think it was like it was the rank 1 role, but still, not a lot of people were about arms day yet, and it was still early on, so a lot of people didn't get it.
Do you think it's a population thing that as time goes by and people get more drops, it's going to be prevalent, high impact, luck in the chamber snipers are going to become like the norm that you see all the time?
I don't think it'll be nearly as bad as Effordeed Spear was, but I mean, you kind of saw that, right? Spear, not many people did it. And even back in the back when the game first came out, there was the Gozen C that could do it, and not very many people did it. And then eventually, as time went on, everybody was doing it for a while.
Spear, it's like people got it that first time, and like a few people were doing it, and you started to hear rumblings. But then it wasn't until the second time that gun got offered that everybody just jumped on that thing because they'd heard about it, but they didn't pick it up during the first Iron Banner that it was available. And then it just, I mean, it was everywhere after that. Yeah.
Also, reforging was a thing, so you could get one and then reforge it.
But that was popular before reforging.
Yes, it was. But then, basically, once it got amplified by reforging as well.
Yeah, it seemed like for a while, every other match, you would just hear people shooting off 2 rounds in the background.
I remember Pope, playing with Pope. I hated playing with you because you'd rage so hard at the final round snipers every time.
There's just 2 different camps of people, and this is part of just the way I play the game, and that's what's beautiful about this game is that you can take it and go and play however you want to play it. It bothers me when people use sort of cheap strategies, even though I know that there's one available. I'll choose not to use it because is Destiny going to be a competitive game? And I think that there's a lot of aspects in this game that make it not competitive. And I think those are the things that I tend to rage against, to be honest with you. When you kind of sum it all up, if it's not a competitive aspect of the game, it usually frustrates the hell out of me. I have no problem. I guess, to be honest with you, I would have no problem with any of this stuff if there was a general population playlist and we were given ranked playlists. Yes. Simply put, if there was a place for me to go where I could go play and just, I was like in Call of Duty, I would play, hardcore search and destroy. That's where I like to be because I like to get, my group of friends together, practice the maps and get good at controlling an area and then competing for a win. And I know there's not a lot of people out there, there's a lot of people out there that just want to hang out and laugh and have fun and throw their supers down and get space magic kills and stuff. Oh, isn't that awesome? So for them, there should be a piece of this game where there is a place for them to be and have fun. And that's great. Having fun for me is being competitive.
I would really like a new thing called customs.
Yes.
That would
kind
be
of revolutionary.
So it's not really Destiny news, but this game called Halo 5 did recently come out.
Yep. It's a refreshing reminder of what it feels like to play with less aim assist and also a pretty balanced multiplayer. 4v4 multiplayer. Arena is a different subject.
There's a lot of good players in Halo.
Yeah, the skill cap is very high in Halo, and I think a lot of those players continued to hang out even after the Master Chief Collection had such problems, just awful problems. But I think that the hardcore population remained, and so going in there, if you get matched up against those people, they wreck you. They will just bend you over. What's your thoughts, Obi? Yeah, I know you've been playing it too. So
I think it's a lot of fun. I don't know if it's gonna get to the competitive level that Halo 2 was at, but it's only been 2 days out, so who knows? Really?
No, I want rash judgments that have been. I need it now.
That's how the internet is. It's like some people are like, "This is the worst Halo I've played," and other people are like, "This is going to be the best Halo ever."
If you want something to fall apart about, I mean, it is disappointing not having true 1080p. I will say that some of the multiplayer maps that load up and you don't see a crystal clear 1080p signal, it's a little bit like, oh god, like this is.
But it's running at 60 frames per second.
Yeah, it's running at a liquid 60 frames per second, and it does not stutter. It's amazing.
That's
I like that, but at the same time, when I go from 60 FPS to Destiny,
it's rough.
My eyes just die.
I've been playing a lot of Metal Gear Solid 5, and
That's true.
It's at 1080p, 60 frames per second on the PS4. It's great, Like, I like being able to capture footage and play around with that at 60 frames per second, but then suddenly going back to Destiny, I'm like, wait, what?
It's very
what?
disappointing.
What? I'm missing half of my frames. What's going on?
If you guys could choose like between like a higher graphical fidelity in Destiny 2 or 60 frames per second, but you keep kind of how the game looks now, what would you go for?
Higher frame rate.
If it looked like this,
I think everybody would
absolutely.
do that, right? Like,
I'm weird about
so-
that because I played a lot of Halo 2 and Halo 3, so I'm really used to the 30 FPS, and that kind of just seems like good to me. I know it's not technically. I know 60 FPS is better, but I guess, I don't know. It's kind of a weird topic
Yeah,
for
I
me.
feel you on that, Hobie. Actually, it is like I'm enjoying the 60 frames per second, but it is a little weird playing Halo in that. And I think that's maybe one of the reasons why I didn't really play the Master Chief Collection that much, because 60 did just felt a little weird. I was like, I played these games in 30.
That's another thing though. I do feel like Halo 5 does it better just
Yeah.
because I feel like since Halo 2 and Halo 3 were made to be 30 FPS, it felt really messed up being in 60, but Halo 5 does feel better
Yeah, for sure.
for the 60.
But the aim assist is a huge factor right there. It is so reduced in comparison to
Yeah.
Destiny, and that's something that
Yep.
just it takes time to get used to.
So back to Destiny.
Got the festival.
We do.
Halloweeny.
We had
Yeah.
the Halloween. We had the Halloween festival.
Well, let me throw this out there that I'm really impressed that nobody data mined it.
Yeah, right? I had no idea it was coming. All of a sudden, was it 1 o'clock on Tuesday? It just popped up? Or was
Popped
it
up.
Monday? I can't even remember what day it was.
We,
but it just popped.
I think what we did notice was that there were a bunch of other classified files that got added to the game.
That day when festival. like,
Not that day, but I think the week beforehand. At some point, a bunch of new files were added, and we were like, "Huh."
From last Halloween where they gave us some
Jack-o'-lantern.
pumpkins.
like three jacklight heads.
those things are
I mean,
dropping like
just
crazy now.
Yeah.
The great thing about it is that how kind of not immersive, but how cool it was thought out. It was just you got a consumable, you've got like a quest type environment, and it has nothing to do with anything other than just having fun. And I guess it kind of took the spirit of the day, and I really felt like they nailed it, to be honest with you.
It's fun to run around, do your trick-or-treating, see all the characters at the tower with different masks on. I laughed out loud when I saw the speaker. I laughed out loud when I saw Cade 6 with the Eris Morn mask. I actually laughed out loud when I got raisins
that
from
was
Eris
funny.
Morn. I thought that was hilarious.
Have you guys stayed by Eris?
No.
You need to go stand by her. I'm not going to
Okay.
spoil what she says, but just stand by her for a while. She has a lot of really funny dialogue.
Okay.
Also, the voice actress for Eris, Morla, is apparently also going to be giving out raisins this Halloween.
That's
so
amazing.
That's awesome.
She is Eris true and true.
Oh, that's cool.
Did you guys see the tweet that IGN said, "What's your favorite candy for Halloween?" And Bungie tweeted to them raisins.
That's awesome.
That's great.
I got one concern about this, and it's that is this what we've got? Is this what we can expect for DLC? As far as like, we had a big conversation a few weeks ago on this podcast about what is all this cosmetic stuff that we're buying from the Everest Trading Company paying for, and you guys pretty much had me convinced that we're gonna see Tess Everest paying for future DLC. But now I'm starting to pull back from what you guys convinced me before. Now I'm starting to think this is what we're going to see Tess Everest paying for.
I don't think we've seen the full extent of what it could be. I definitely think that this is in line with what we could see, but I think there's more to come.
What I'm worried about is that most of the community at this point thinks that we're not going to get paid DLCs in year 2, right? I think that's, I don't think Bungie has come out and said that, but that's what the community feels at this point, is that we're not going to see paid DLCs this year. What we're going to see is kind of smaller releases throughout the year. And if this was cool, like, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like,
this is the type of just normal event that we would see in WoW. There, I think it's called All Hallows Eve in WoW, and it was pretty much like this. We had candies that you could buy that would do special little things, make you run a little bit faster, make you just do a bunch of stuff. If you eat a bunch of them, your character vomits everywhere. And then there was also like masks that you could wear that were like, I'm a human, but I'm going to wear an orc mask and stuff like that.
WoW's still on like
armor.
the big release schedule, right? Like once a year or once every 2 years, they release a big.
Once every 2 years, they release
DLC.
a big paid DLC. But then again, you're also paying per month. They have other microtransactions and stuff. But I'm just saying, like the level event that this was, I'm used to seeing it.
Okay,
Well,
yeah, but for Destiny though, is this what we're gonna see for year 2?
So, Brian,
are we gonna get
you
a
have to
new
think about
raid?
this.
Are we gonna get a new story? Or are we just gonna see a bunch of small stuff like this?
But Brian, you have to think about this. Taken King came out like just over a month ago.
Mhm.
There's no way that they're going to give you a giant DLC like meal.
No, I absolutely
that.
don't expect it. I don't expect it. I don't expect a new raid in November, right? Like, absolutely not.
And
I'm just curious to see.
So you have to think about like
if-
what we're getting right now with this Festival of the Lost is a month and like a week after the game's been released, or I guess maybe a little bit more.
I mean, I can pretty much guarantee you this was already.
Oh,
developed.
absolutely, it had to
a
be.
lot of the. Yeah, I mean I don't know when the last time they had all the voice actors come in, but a lot of the voice actors have new lines as well.
Yeah.
So it's been in development for a long time.
I mean, I doubt that they would actually reuse this event for next year because,
I think they'll add to it because I mean that's what happens in
really?
WoW.
Oh, okay.
Is basically the event, the original All Hallows Eve was pretty basic. Nothing really happened. You could go around and trick or treat at every single inn, and then I think you got your mounts changed into broomsticks. So basically, like our sparrows changed into broomsticks. Bungie, why are you not doing this?
Oh my god, that's a great idea.
It's a great idea. And then every year, like they kept that base saying, yeah, you would go trick or treat around inns, and then they would add like one more thing. So maybe next time we'll see a public event where the Grim Reaper or something comes and you can kill him and then get a consumable that turns your sparrow into a broomstick, something like that.
I want to be clear here. I'm not disliking what they're doing here. I like it. I think it's really fun. I'm having a great time, trick or treating and filling up the candy sack. I think that's great. My question is this what we're paying for with Tess Everest, right? Obviously, we're not paying for this one, but is this the future of Destiny that we're paying with Tess Everest? Are we going to get, Dark Below style DLCs? Are we going to get House of Wolves style DLCs in the future of Destiny? That's what I'm curious about right now.
I think that we're going to get slightly less than Dark Below style DLC. So we'll get like, maybe, okay, here's this small story update. There are 2 new strikes. Here's a new PvP map. And then, maybe an exotic weapon or something tossed in there.
Mm-hmm. So do you think we're still going to get paid DLC, or you think they're going to be free from here on out?
I think we're probably going to get this stuff like this, and then we'll probably see Destiny 2, and then it'll start up again.
So you don't think we're going to get a Cabal themed raid or
the major draw to Destiny, aside from sniping gods and PvP and stuff? I think the raids are the big draw. I mean, how many people tuned in on Twitch when the first raid?
Oh man,
for
us,
or when Kingsfall was being
for us,
streamed?
I think we
for
peaked
us,
at 12,000.
We peaked at 12,000 viewers, and Destiny was the #1 thing viewed on Twitch by a very wide margin.
I think for hard mode, I think Goth had 60,000 at one point.
Yeah, like huge numbers being pulled in. People are very interested in the raids, so I think this whatever DLC funding thing we're doing by buying crap from Tess Everest, I hope that's going to funding a new raid. We don't know what to expect because we haven't seen this type of thing in this game.
But
yet.
if this is a replacement, if this is the kind of activity that's a replacement for getting Dark Below or House of Wolves style DLC, then to me it's not a good replacement.
No, it's absolutely not a good replacement. There's not to change the subject, but I mean, all this basically is here's a bunch of cosmetic masks, dress up as whatever you want, and then here's 3 quests that require you to go collect masks anyway that give you more masks. Do you think we'll see any more from this event? Because there were those 3 quests, and it feels like, maybe completing them would lead to something else, because that seems to be the way Bungie likes to time gate things
Those
now.
raisins.
And those raisins are totally going to be
those
something.
raisins unlock.
Doesn't it say to dismantle them in the description of the raisins?
I think people are looking into that a little bit too much, because I saw a lot of people in the comments like, there's totally going to be, like, people seriously posting, there's going to be a thing you can buy if you kept all 3 raids. It's like, no,
I don't think so.
No, I don't think that.
There's nothing that's going to be buy. It's a joke. It is literally
it's a good joke,
Garrus
too.
Morn. Yeah, it's a very good joke, but
I like what Destiny's doing right now. They're like bit piecing stuff out right now. Like, we got a new Crucible map this week. That was cool. Jumping into that Crucible map, it was a complete surprise to me. All of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute, I've never been here before. We got this new Halloween event. We got, what else did we get this week? Oh, we get trials for the first time this week. There's also, I like how they're doing this, right? Like, last week we got a new exotic. The week before that we got a new exotic. I like this, but it's not going to build like that big hype that a new DLC is going to build, right?
Right, but the thing is, I don't think they're intending for that right now, and that's why I'm saying we keep in perspective that this DLC that they're releasing, or not DLC, I shouldn't call it that, but this content release that they're giving
like
us right
seasonal
now,
event.
Yeah, the seasonal event is literally a month and a few weeks after the release date. So this is like what's to be expected on an off release or an off-season release.
I'm down with that, because if we get what we're getting now, plus we get like another cool big piece later, maybe a little bit after Christmas or something, I'd be down with that. That'd be amazing.
Nice giant roast to chew on.
Yeah,
absolutely.
One of the things in that Kotaku story was that this is how they're planning on doing it in year 2, and they had to come to Activision with this and say, we don't have time. It's too hard to make these huge DLCs, twice or 3 times a year. So this is how we'd like to basically bring in money instead of selling DLCs. That's what that Kotaku story kind of reported. I don't know if we can believe all of that, or if like it's a half truth, but it's got me worried. I'm worried. I'll be honest.
I think that's fair to be worried about it.
That we're not gonna get any. We're not gonna get the big content releases. We're not gonna get raids.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. We might even get a raid, but what if we get a raid and there's no like story attached to it, right?
I want a damn raid.
I do. I want a raid. I definitely want raids. Yeah. And I'd like more than 2 a year, to be honest with you. I don't know if that's realistic.
I don't think that's realistic for their development schedule.
To properly design a raid, no, it's not realistic in the scope that Bungie wants
I don't want
2 a year is definitely.
I don't want 3 Crota's ends.
Yeah.
Think about how starved you were for content when the House of Wolves was coming out.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if they could make 2 Taken King quality raids, I'd be pretty happy. I don't, like you all said, I don't want a Crota's end again.
No one wants a Crota's again.
I would be down for 2 Taken Kings a year. 2
Taken Kings a year. I want 3. I want 3, mainly because the progression time, 4 months is adequate time to like clear through a raid, fully progress your character, and then be at that like end stage of I have the absolute best gear possible for around a month and a half or so.
What if these challenge modes are going to present a different angle on that, where you do normal and then you do hard mode and then you do challenge modes, and so it stretches it a little bit further on that progression. And maybe challenge modes are going to unlock light level 330.
Maybe.
Just thinking out loud on it,
Well, like I was saying, the Dark Below killed me. I hated that thing. But this recent raid was really fun. Like, I thought it was a lot of fun. I still like to do it, so I guess it just depends on the quality of the raid.
But what weapons are you using from the raid, if anything?
I still have not gotten the pulse rifle. I've done it every week. I still haven't gotten the
Same,
pulse.
actually. I haven't gotten. I got the auto rifle once. I haven't gotten a single primary since.
Really?
I got the pulse and I deleted it.
Really?
Yeah, I just didn't like it. It didn't. It was at an early time. It was one of the first guns I got. I think I infused it into something else that I needed.
It's surprising at first because it feels like it's got a ton of recoil, but it's all like visual recoil, right? It's like the bullets actually have a good grouping, but the gun flies up in the air while it's happening.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, because that was one of the first things I thought too when I got the weapon and then fired it. I was like, Jesus, this thing has recoil. And then upon using it, I'm like, all these bullets are landing on headshots.
Yeah.
But the gun is kicking like a horse.
I want to, Hovey, I want to know your opinion of the raid sniper, because I'm so conflicted on it.
That's probably the only weapon I liked in the whole raid. I really don't like the weapons they had in the raid at all. That, like the sniper, which I didn't get until the hard mode. The week hard mode came out. That was the first time I finally got one to drop, and then I got 3 of them. Go figure. It has a lot of aim assist.
Yep. Yeah,
it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, its aim assist is stupid.
Yeah, I like it, but it doesn't snap off the revive. So trials, it's not optimal.
So how high do you value res?
Yeah, well, in Trials, it's a huge deal because Trials is so different from all the other PvP. You're trying just to, get the round done with, and when you get one kill, it's a big deal. You have the advantage.
You have a massive advantage.
You kind of swarm them, and if you have that sniper that can pull off a revive snipe or snipe through shield, it's a big deal.
You guys don't like the heavy machine gun?
I like it.
Oh, I love it.
I love
I
it.
like it for PvE, but I don't like it in
Why not?
PvP.
In PvP and specifically Trials, like rockets,
Yeah, rockets are just so
just
good.
rockets.
Even with the grenades and horseshoes being nerfed, and
There was that one from Arms Day, I think 2
The
weeks
Sur-
ago,
the
that was
Surus one.
insanely good.
Duality, yeah.
Yeah.
right, they're every once in a while, but it's not like it seemed like there was a lot more of them in year one.
Yeah.
Well, it's because I honestly in year one they had no idea what they were doing with stats. I'm gonna toss that out there.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Because
learned a lot.
All the weapons were just too good. A majority of the weapons were like stat wise. Yeah, they were just too
Clearly,
damn
they
good.
learned a lot. Look at the Hawksaw.
Yeah. I hear that's a good gun. I hear that's a good gun.
Now, what's a good roll for
Anything.
that?
It doesn't matter. The thing's a beast.
Full
Really?
auto
Yeah,
and
handling
high
stock,
stability.
Yeah. Playing against the full auto max stability is kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
So I've been using a villainy, and it dropped.
Yeah, that thing's good too.
Yeah, it dropped with counterbalance, hand lead stock, and grenadier. I've been.
Is that a time on target?
It's basically Nerwin's
Is that the
Mercy.
same?
Norman's Mercy
Is that-
really good. Hovey, have you used No Time to Explain?
No, I was way too lazy doing the ghost thing. Still haven't done it.
I don't love that gun.
I've heard.
It's basically like the raid. It's like the raid one. The muzzle flash combined with like the plating they added on the side of the weapon. You can't see what you're shooting at if they move.
How did you guys feel about the raid fusion rifle?
Oh my god, it's like one of the worst weapons I've ever had to use. It's terrible.
Sounds cool.
What were they thinking with that?
I don't know. It's great for infusing into other things. My black
it's a
spindle is up to
fantastic weapon
318 now.
Nice.
Yeah, I get I get like 3 of those fusion rifles every time I run the raid.
Yeah.
It seems. I have 5 sitting in my bank currently, but all of them are at like 300. Just in case I get a secondary sniper that I like, I can immediately get it to a usable.
It's
level.
messed up too because I never got the fusion rifle out of the Vault of Glass or out of Crow's Den.
Yep.
I never got either one of those, and they were both
really?
good.
Yep.
Wow.
I love.
They
the
finally
Crow's
give
Den
us.
one. love
I
Loud
finally
Avis.
get one, and it is complete garbage. I'm not salty though. Whatever.
No, not at all. It doesn't sound like that at all.
I mean, on the bright side, it sounds cool and it looks cool, but yeah, it's pretty bad.
Pulse rifles, we kind of went over the ones to get, right? So
Well, I mean, basically, if you need a good primary weapon, you either get a godly rolled scout rifle, only the Suros 47 or the 43. If you can get one of those style rifles rolled with full
the
auto,
one from Arms Day,
yeah, the one
That
from
was
Arms
really
Day
good.
this week
just
was
beautiful.
really good. Full auto max stability on it, so you can just basically be a better auto rifle, or get a pulse rifle, and pretty much any pulse rifle works.
Anything works for pulse rifles. Red Death is still a beast. Hawksaw is unbelievable. It kills so
Red
fast.
Death, Bad Juju, PDX, whatever. Basically, only like 2 or 3 pulse rifles that you can't use.
Yeah, I was surprised actually how good the raid pulse rifle felt in the Crucible, because I was just thinking that kick was going to be so bad, and then getting to use it, I was like, oh wow, this might
Right
be...
at the time you're ready to fire it again, it's like it's aimed exactly where you left it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good. I was kind of surprised. So if you're listening and wondering what you could use, and if you have one of those Smite Marins that drop for you, then that's a good option.
You guys know what weapon type is actually pretty good that no one uses apparently?
Auto rifles.
The high rate of fire auto
Really?
rifles.
Yeah, or like
Atheon's Epilogue rips people
Yeah.
apart. That
Wow.
thing's insane.
it's nasty. Actually, it was really sad when I was getting No Time to Explain footage for the review, and I kept losing to that style of auto rifle.
The Arminius D, the one that dropped
Yeah.
at the Arms Day,
Uh-huh.
that thing's really good.
Yep.
I'm kind of surprised no one uses them.
I've never liked them.
When someone's at like in red bar health, I much prefer to like aim at their head and then hit like once or twice than to have to hit their body, compensate for recoil, hit them a bunch of times with an auto rifle. That's basically what it comes down to. I like the satisfaction of a higher damage semi-automatic weapon.
Yeah.
And And that's
So it's
basically
like-
what's going to dominate PvP.
So Omnigol, I guess, was a thing, right?
Oh yeah, the grasp of Malak.
Yeah,
Did you participate in that, Hovey, since you do stream?
yeah. Well, I didn't stream it, but I did it with a couple buddies from Resolute, and we all got
Really?
one. But
Did
I
you get a roll?
didn't. I don't know. I don't really like it that much. I didn't get a great roll. I got perfect
Okay.
balance, and I don't remember the other two. But I don't know. It's so quick. I don't like the recoil of it too much. With Oversoul Edict, I liked it because you could just hold down the trigger. With this, you have to use it a lot to get used to it. At least in my opinion.
I got one with counterbalance on it, and it seems to
That
do
would
some
be great.
do some good work. Army of One counterbalance, and the middle row I just lightweight and feather mag. But I'm with you, Hovey. I don't like the arc. I don't like that type of pulse rifle. I like more of a messenger style, like heavier impact, slower rate of fire type pulse rifle. So I got one. I heard people were talking about this omni farming. What do they call it? Omni farming or
Two blues? Give them two
Two
blues.
blues.
two blues or whatever they.
Because that's
different
all
things.
you usually see is
Yeah.
two blue ingredients.
And I got prepared to do like this. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna just grind for the next however long it takes. And literally on like the third or fourth time of doing it, I got one, and it was a pretty good roll. And I'm like, okay, I'm done doing this. That's good.
It was funny,
but
yeah.
and it was
Triple
average
wreck.
roll.
Yeah, triple wreck. Like he streamed it for like 4 or 5 days straight. Like that's all he was doing because he wanted a god roll. And I mean he did get one. He did eventually get one. But then I think Broman went in
The
there.
first try?
Broman or T-Wex. And like I think it was like the 4th try. He got the exact same roll.
Do you all think he was trying to make a point about how like annoying it is to grind to get a good gun? You guys think he was trying to make that point?
The triple wreck was doing that.
Yeah, because I mean, he streamed. One of his streams was like 24 plus hours
yeah,
straight.
it was just
Yeah, all he did was
it
Omnigul over and over again?
ridiculous. Yeah,
Yep, for like 20. He made a clan called Two Blues.
yeah.
And someone made an account. I think it was Omnigul, and subscribed to him on Twitch during the stream. Like it was that long.
Oh man,
That's awesome.
I think somebody came into the chat on PlanetDestiny was like, "You need to do an intervention on Triple Wreck." I was like, oh,
Yes.
that's still
Yes, we
happening.
need. I asked him if he wanted to play the raid. I had a spot open for the raid, and he sent me back a message and said, "Not done with my PVE commitment right now, farming commitment or something like that." He said it's like he was contracted to do this thing, and he was just in the middle of that farming.
That's pretty amazing.
I don't know if he was making a statement on it. What type of statement do you think he was making? One?
Well, personally, I've been struggling to get a good 1,000-yard stare, and it's kind of been.
Oh my
it's kind of
god!
been
Tell
annoying
me about it.
Basically, I think all the major snipers are using the exact same one, like the one
Yep.
that you get from the end of the quest with Firefly and Short Gaze.
The thing is I got so used to Snapshot that I like need it on my sniper. Otherwise, it just feels sluggish.
Which quest is that, Patrick? Because I don't have that one.
Taken Earth one, I think.
Yeah, I think
All right,
that's what it is.
I'm gonna have to go do it
Yeah.
because literally I've gotten 5 drops of 1,000-yard stare, and they're all just these horrific scopes. They're all like, miles and miles away scope.
At least you're getting them. To
I haven't
drop.
gotten a
Every
single
time
one
I
to drop.
have a special. Yeah, exactly. Every time it's a conviction or burden, proof of burden, some
Yes,
shotgun.
those I've got thousands of those.
Does anyone else?
Comment on this?
Yeah, Tempty, shut up. Okay, does anyone else, when you get like a heavy weapon, do you only get a Diluvian 10/4?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh my
me,
God, totally.
me.
Holy
Me.
shit.
I
Okay,
get-
did Bungie
How many
not
of
say
those?
we're changing the loot system so you're not going to get the same drops
They
over and over?
said
Because
that.
I
They said
swear-
that.
I swear to God, every single time.
They lied.
Everyone, every time,
They lied.
every time.
It's that one or another machine gun, but I can't
Ruin
remember.
Wake,
the name
yeah.
of it.
I always get
that.
the
I
long.
get-
No, the Ruin Wake is
Waker's
actually
I always get the freaking
decent.
long Fargon. I'm like, how many of these do I? How many of these do you want to give me, Bungie?
The overwhelming opinion though is that everyone's getting like the exact same weapon over and over and over. And for me, I'm like, hey, can I please get a rocket launcher or something? No, you know what my rocket launcher is for PvP? The exotic arc sword. That's my rocket launcher for PvP. And honestly, it is a better rocket launcher. But still, it's like I sometimes I just want to shoot a rocket, and I have not gotten one. And I'm not going to spend 150 marks on it when there's still other exotic weapons I need to buy so I can re-review them in like a month or whatever.
Yeah, I guess that's my problem, because they made a big deal about not being able to re-roll stuff, which I understand, because everybody was getting
God rolls
everything so quick. Yeah, but when I can't get any of the weapon I want, it's kind of frustrating.
I haven't gotten a single sniper rifle to drop for me from secondary weapons. I always get a Havoc Pigeon or some other sidearm. Like I get a sidearm.
I get sidearms too. I always get sidearms.
Yeah, I get a lot of sidearms.
It seems like it's very heavily weighted towards one weapon type for that engram.
Part of the problem is that the engrams are heavily weighted towards armor now instead of weapons. So when you do get a legendary to drop, it's most likely armor.
Yeah.
And I think...
Well, another thing is, when I have gotten a sniper to drop, it's been the same one every time. The Taho Yuan. Every single time. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's a Taho Yuan. It's like, no, I want the LDR. That's a Vanguard weapon. I should be able to get it. Nope, it's a Taho Yuan every time with, like, you know, Underdog and Exhume or something on it.
I hate that sniper.
Yeah, I think I had one. I had 2 1,000-yard stairs drop for me, and one of them had snapshot.
Hey, Tefty.
Had snapshot, ambush.
Remember when I said shut up? That's
don't bring this.
I think it was
Tefty.
life support also. I was pretty happy.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
I've been having this
I'm
problem
so
with
happy for
raid drops too. My raid drops, I've gone through the raid on all 3 characters every week, and I've never gotten a helmet to drop. I'm getting the hard mode drops at 310. Like, it's been unbelievably bad. Unbelievably bad.
Interesting.
I didn't get a helmet at all until I did the hard mode, and then I got a helmet for the hard mode. But it's interesting. Speaking of loot drops in the raid, how they're doing normal, and if you didn't do normal but you did hard, how they're dropping both sets. I like that.
Yeah,
I think it's better.
They're dropping both sets of moldering shards for me anyway.
Oh no. I'm so sorry, Briar. Is it really that
I've
bad
got
of luck?
50 moldering shards right now.
That's too bad.
Oh man. Well, you know that exotic chest in the jumping puzzle, the Wall of Dicks? So that one I have not I haven't gotten a drop from that. It's always like heavy armor heavy ammo synthesis, special weapon synthesis, and that's it. Maybe some moldering shards.
It was like 2 or 3 weeks, and I was still questioning if that was actually an exotic chest, because I had never actually seen anything drop out of it for anybody.
I've gotten one every week from it, so I cannot complain.
What'd you get, Patrick?
I've gotten a 310 Jade Rabbit, a 310 set of gloves for my Titan, a 310 set of Omkar's Grass. Like, pretty much I get an exotic out of there on one of my characters every week.
Wow.
I still haven't seen someone get it in my whole party.
Yeah, it's... I can't get a 1,000-yard stare to drop, but I can get some exotics.
With Crota's End, like, eventually you felt like you're going to get something. With this, not only are you waiting to get, like, the helmet, but then you get the helmet and it's 311. You're like, shit, now I got to wait to get the helmet again because this one sucks.
Do you think it's weighted?
I don't like this system. No, I don't like the system.
It might be weighted, though. So it's not just pure RNG, but, like, until you get 315 or higher, you're not likely to get those drops as often.
But I can't get it because I keep getting 311 drops. Like, I can't make any gains. That's my problem with it.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's like I go through the raid and every drop I get is 311. I've got the heavy machine gun like 5 times, and it's never dropped above 312. Not that I'm salty, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I'm not getting that from you at all.
It's like we pretty much had everything, though.
Oh, I had everything after 2 runs, and then I took like 3 more runs to get my Crux of Crota.
Yeah, and I feel like that just happened too quick. Progression is nice right now. Like you have some gains that they may be small, but you can at least measure them per week.
I wish there was like a way that you could specialize your character and be like, I want to specialize in long range weapons. So then you will start getting drops more geared towards scout rifles, more geared towards sniper rifles, more geared towards whatever a long range heavy weapon would be. You get more drops geared to that, so you can at least weigh your RNG more in the direction of a weapon you would want instead of just the wide encompassing, crap shit show that this RNG is.
Imagine if they didn't take year one weapons out, like they just added more weapons.
Oh, Jesus. They kind of did that with this one as well. Like in PvP and PvE, we're still getting year 2 versions of some of those year 1 weapons.
Party
I mean, I got it. Yeah, I got that Party Crasher with rangefinder, small bore, and then field choke. It was like the absolute god tier role that you could get. What do you guys think about like the idea of maybe specializing your character? Because MMO aspects of a game, I want to specialize my character in this, so we can do that. Maybe, I don't know.
They're doing some of that specialization with that may be a direction that they're going because of the specialization with the weapons through Gunsmith, the arms day weapons. I like it. I like that you have some choices to make when you decide to play as a hunter. I'd like to see it even further where I think if they add more weapons and they start specializing it and you do a quest as a gunslinger or as a blade dancer, that's the weapon or a piece of armor that you can use that accentuates or has that class's benefits to it.
Exotic armors
I fear that's going to make PvP even more broken. Because as it is, there's already so many things in the subclasses that kind of, when Blade Dancer before the patch, Quick Draw Blink was just obviously stronger than everything else. But like if we have these class specific weapons, I feel like it's going to make that even more apparent. Like Tlaloc, I already feel like that thing's kind of better than any of the other class weapons.
Yeah. For PvP, like when Tlaloc is good, it's good. Ace of Spades, melts. It's like, hey, it's an overall solid weapon, but you're never gonna be like, damn, Ace of Spades.
And still Piercer, it's good, but there's nothing special about it like there is with Tlaloc.
It doesn't res snipe. Yeah. The sights are actually off centered. Some
that really
proper hunter weapon.
The sights are off center.
Yeah. Have you noticed that, Hovey?
Yeah, I noticed. And just to clarify, I'm sure some people would be like, "Of course it's not in the center. That's how all snipers are." But it's literally like
it's slightly off to the left.
Yeah. I guess because all snipers are technically off center to some degree, right? Because they're below the center of the screen.
Yeah, all you can. I measured it. They're about, I think it's about 3 centimeters off the center of the screen. They're all below.
I'm pretty sure Halo was, when they made Halo, that's how they made it. I think they introduced that style, I guess, to make it to add verticality to the maps so you can see up easier. I'm not sure why
one of the common reasons is most people look down when they're running a bunch, so it's to hopefully combat that.
Do you know if Bungie was the first company to implement that? I never knew.
No, I don't think so.
They weren't? Okay.
I think that's just an overall thing that a lot of companies have done.
I know Halo CE was the first game I've ever seen that did that.
Bungie is kind of the ones that like to define the FPS genre. I know on the computers, like a lot of FPS games on computer, it's like direct center of the screen. Like I would get dental floss and then make an X on my screen.
What was that Warlock helmet that Sir sold last week that we didn't think was going to be a year 2?
Dire.
Skull of Dire Arm.
I thought that was interesting. That opens things up.
Do you think that means they're going to slowly add all the exotics?
I think it might. I think it might mean that.
I just want Nolan and Beyond and Mida. That's all I want.
I just want my boots of Ankara.
I want the bones.
I already have the bones of Ankara.
Yeah,
give me the bones.
I want jump pants.
Those would be nice. I wonder if that's actually a bug now that I think about it. Yeah, because on stream,
I think it might be.
Yeah, on stream it happened for me too. I saw it and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that was available or in the kiosk. And then afterwards, people pointed out. I was like, oh, yeah. And so it does. It does actually make me wonder if it's a bug.
Another thing that I wanted to ask you guys about, because I haven't heard about this in a while. What about that secret room?
No.
Let's talk about that.
Does anybody know
about that more?
Well, with the hard mode, has anyone looked at it?
Yep.
Yeah.
What's up with that, man?
It's a thing. It's there.
They just legit.
I think it is what they say it is.
I mean, Luke Smith had to actually tell people stop looking at it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it'd be really interesting
to all our sin.
It'd be really interesting if he said that, and then it turns out there was a secret. Because then we'd be like, we can't trust anybody from Bungie.
Right. There was another video I saw last week where somebody had kind of jumped out of the map somehow and found another whole area of Crota's.
Oh
not
man,
Crota's
that's
End.
incredible. Yeah, the Mac cannon.
Yeah, the Mac cannon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like,
What's a Mac cannon?
it's like a
Is that
big
Halo thing?
orbital gun kind of thing.
It's like magnetic
Yeah.
something charge, like some magnetically
Yep.
armored cannon. Something like it uses magnetic force to launch its munitions.
Okay, so like a railgun.
Yeah, it's like a giant railgun.
Yeah. Like artillery, basically.
Magnetic
There it
accelerator
is. That's what it
cannon.
is, yeah.
What's cool about it, though, is that
Kinky.
this guy got out of the map. He found this whole huge area inside the raid. And there's like different stuff that we haven't seen in the raid yet. It's clearly just a piece that, is not meant to be seen, right? It's like maybe it was part of the development. They found it easier to just build it from scratch than keep going with what they had. So they just, dismantled it, or they didn't even dismantle it. They just kind of got us out of there.
Honestly, I think that's what it is. It's just it's like a leftover.
Yeah, exactly.
Of the development
But
process.
very cool. I mean, it's.
Yeah,
But I think maybe that's what that little secret basketball court area might have been. Is like, yeah,
Leftovers.
they can probably get there. So why don't we just add a couple of.
Yeah, add one or two little things. Okay, the door opens up if you do this, because that's like the whole standing near those things. That's shit. I haven't played with the Source engine in like 10 years, but I could go load up the Hammer map editor and go code that in. I have no doubt that they built that. They maybe wanted to do something with it, but then like, we can't do anything with it. We don't have time.
By the way,
I was hoping the challenge modes or something would have something to do with
that'd
it.
be cool.
We might see something with challenge
Yeah.
modes. I wouldn't doubt it.
I would doubt it. I think he pretty much definitively said, "Look, this is what this
Exactly,
is. Like he's just trying to save us some time here."
Yeah, I think Luke Smith
It's
put
like
the
oddly-
nail in the coffin for that. But
Yeah.
I think
Which is
what we
odd,
should do
very
for
odd.
sure is link that Mac Cannon video in the description of this video, because I'm pretty sure people are going to be like, I need to see this. I didn't know about it, and it was Mr. Vodka Man off of the stream was saying, hey, have you seen the Mac Cannon from King's Fall? And I was like, what? I don't know. I haven't seen it. And then I looked at it later on, and I was like, wow, that is a legit other area that you can glitch into.
Mm-hmm.
And then this Mac Cannon that is basically hidden inside, almost like a Easter egg. Like they thought, it felt almost as if somebody put that there thinking, if somebody glitches into this area and then goes to this one spot, they're going to be able to look
And then
down
you
see
not
this
only
Mac
do you have to
Cannon.
glitch into this area, you got to re-glitch out of that area.
Yeah. It's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, how watching him get there was really freaking
Mhm.
awesome.
Is it a lot of like out
Yeah,
of
oh,
bounds
yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
and stuff?
Yeah.
It's kind of random, but have you guys ever watched speedruns of Metroid Prime?
I haven't.
No.
Not a
kinda
Metro
random.
Prime.
I've
Oh,
watched
that-
a bunch of
That
different
stuff's
games.
crazy.
Yeah.
They do a lot of that
That's
stuff.
awesome.
Challenge modes were also announced this week. What do you think? Well, we don't really know anything about them other than that they are a thing.
I got to guess.
Yeah. Okay. Go for
I
it,
don't
Briar.
think this is actually going to be a new mode of the raid. I think it's just going to be if you do something specific in the raid, you're going to get a specific reward.
So you
I
think
don't- I
challenge
don't-
modes are already available? We just haven't figured them out.
No, he said specifically it's not available yet, but I think it's going to be like, you go to the war priest and you got to kill him a certain way, like by doing something stupid.
I think you're right, Briar. Like you're gonna have to use all 6 orbs on
Yeah,
Golgoth.
yeah, it's going to be like something like that.
like maybe detonating all the shit for Crota, like at once,
Crota.
or you have to leave the raid and go kill Crota. Not Crota, but
Yeah, after killing
Oryx,
orcs on
like
hard mode, you
detonating
have
all the
approximately
orbs.
30 minutes to kill Crota.
I have a feeling that those challenge modes are going to be something like what the skulls used to be.
Sure, from Halo, where
Where-
it's a modifier.
Yeah, and then if you complete that activity with that modifier on, you get a reward, and it's going to be an interesting mix of like a Nightfall type activity where you have certain sets of of modifiers, but then you're going to have to do a specific thing.
I'm pretty sure for like War Priest, we're going to have to kill him with all of his modifiers active, or do it in a certain order that would just be hell to deal with. Luke Smith is a WoW nerd just like me, and I know he sure as shit played AQ40, where one of the very first fights in there is this trio of bugs that if you kill them in a certain way, it's really easy and you get loot. Or you can kill them in this way that is absolutely aggravating, but you get better loot. So,
do you think they're going to rotate it each week? Or do you think all challenge modes are going to be available?
He said
right away?
we've seen 5/13ths of the raid or 5/12ths of the raid.
And when that was published, hard mode hadn't been released yet. So right now we've seen 10/13ths of the raid. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be 3 challenge modes, probably one for each big main fight.
Mm-hmm.
And then calcified fragments are the reward.
You get 1 calcified fragment each, but then maybe getting all 50 will give you the
ultimate exotic ever weapon.
Galathorn.
Galathorn.
It'll upgrade your first curse. It'll upgrade your first curse to have Wolfpack rounds, so it'll actually be a good exotic.
Did you guys see the guy that soloed Crota with the Guitar Hero controller?
Yeah.
Or not Guitar Hero, the
The
drum
rock
pad?
band,
Yeah.
drum pad. Holy
Yeah.
shit!
That's awesome.
That's
That's
cool.
awesome.
I love that there's people in the world that do that. Like, this just makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that the exotic sword in one hit brings down Crota?
Yep.
That's incredible.
That's awesome. And the ogres, it was like 2 hits. It's crazy.
We have such cool weapons now. Such interesting game mechanics where like you actually get to use your whole team, chaining supers properly and all this other stuff. I don't want to go back to just we're all gonna use Galahorn. Okay, empty the magazine, pop heavy synth.
The Galahorn will be
Okay.
back.
Do you think so?
I'm positive that we're going to get it back.
My audio just went to crap. What's happening?
Really think so.
In
I
year
think we're
two?
going to get all the year 1 exotics back. I think it's going to happen over time. And I think the Galahorn is definitely going to be one of those. It's not going to... They went through all that trouble of nerfing the Galahorn. They went through that controversy of nerfing the Galahorn right before Taken King came out. Why would they have done that if the gun was going to be irrelevant anyway?
I
You
don't
can say
know.
that for every gun, right, though? Like the Mida,
Yeah,
everything.
I
was
think
kinda-
Mida's coming back
no
too. I think
Beyond.
all of the year 1 stuff is going to come back eventually.
It would make sense for a content release,
Makes
and
sense.
also the Vex Mythoclast and the Necrochasm, specifically the Necrochasm, really never. It only had 1 week to shine.
Yeah.
That was it.
Such a glorious week for the
Yeah.
Necrochasm.
1 week, and then it was like adios.
Have you gotten the Supercell?
Zelda
No,
Super
I haven't
Super
gotten
Cell.
that drop yet.
I haven't gotten it either, and in
I have.
PvP it drops. In PvP it hits like you're getting shot by a heavy machine gun.
It's terrible. It's terrifying because you hear the electricity everywhere if your teammate's next to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good, but only in like that very specific circumstance.
On certain maps, it's great. On other
Yeah.
maps, it's just terrible.
On like Black Shield and all the inside areas, it's just very good.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw Mr. Fruit's video on it. It's a
No,
Black
I
Shield.
didn't.
He got like a 32 kill streak or something.
Jeez.
Oh Jesus! No, I haven't seen it, but it's so there are a couple maps that it's really good for.
Yeah, just kind of like you said, Black Shield.
It's basically the range you need to be doing. You need to be at like that perfect medium range where you'll easily land headshots. Otherwise, it's and close range too. Close range is very good as well, but otherwise, it longer ranges the recoil is way too slappy for it to actually land consistent headshots and kill someone in a timely manner.
And the Telesto. Those are the two that, for all the luck that I do have, those do not drop for me.
I don't feel bad for you at all.
I don't know. Telesto's pretty good. I love that gun.
Yeah, I hear.
I've gotten it like I don't know. It dropped like 4 times
Nice.
now.
Really?
That's great, Bo.
And and there are like 3 of them have been 310s.
People
Wow.
yell at me on stream about using that in the raid. I love using that gun. It just drops everything.
That's a
And
great
it doesn't
weapon.
matter. You don't even have
Which
to be
one?
accurate. You
Telesto.
just like you blow it at somebody, and you can turn your back because you know they're gonna die.
Very good PvE weapon. I mean, it does work on ogres.
Yeah, it really
in,
does.
In that fight, and you don't need to worry about hitting precision shots. You just I'm gonna put these on their stupid faces.
Yeah,
And put pop rocks all over them, and they're gonna die.
yeah. Sometimes I'll use the black
Right.
spindle against those ogres in the Oryx fight, and it's like with that you're so concerned about hitting those criticals that it can actually slow you down. But with
Mm-hmm.
I I hate those ogres, man. Sometimes they just run.
Yeah, they do. They truck
for no
sometimes.
reason.
Mm-hmm.
But with the Telesto, you just spray at them and they're going down. You could be across the map spraying at them, and that thing hits like a truck.
All right, so Hovey, you have no problem getting to the lighthouse. There's a lot of people who do.
Yeah.
Now, they in the weekly update, they talked about making it more difficult to get there.
As a player, I like it, but as a streamer, I kind of don't. Because now I can't, I was planning on trying to do like 2 subs like at a time, and now it's probably not going to work like that because I'm going to need someone that's reliable. Like, I don't know if you guys know the Manigator, but I play with him a lot.
Yeah, great
He's
player.
kind of my
Manigator's
reliable.
awesome. Yeah,
He's like my butt buddy pretty much when it comes to trials.
For sure.
So I feel like I'm going to have to play with him in order to not carry, but help people through. So as a streamer, it kind of stinks, but as a competitive person, it's great. I like it.
So, getting to the lighthouse is going to be harder now. Let's see. Pone asks, thought on endgame level rewards without reaching Mercury.
Huh.
So, are we getting their hard mode type rewards are happening when you reach, the lighthouse, right?
Right.
And you're getting drops as you're winning matches. Do you think that the lighthouse should have hard mode raid level things? Are we getting new styled armor and all that stuff? What do you guys think of the rewards that we're gonna get?
I think
right?
this will benefit PvP more. Sorry, but it's going to be high light level, which is good because you want to be high light level for Iron Banner or for Trials of Osiris.
And that goes into a question from Lego. He says, where do you draw the line between your favorite gun versus higher light level? Your favorite gun, or would you go for the gun that has a higher light level?
Test it out and see if it does what you need it to do at the light level it's at.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If you've got a PvP gun, like if you got a favorite sniper rifle that can res snipe without upgrading it, don't upgrade it. Like there's no reason to waste it. Like if you got a 1,000-yard stare sitting at like 302, and you're not planning on using it in PvE anyway, why upgrade it farther than that?
See, the way I was interpreting that was the wrong way, because I was thinking, if I want to use No and Beyond, let's try it. But he's probably comparing like 290 to 310.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I really like the Defiance of Yasmin. Like I absolutely love that sniper, but
No res.
it's at 319. So maybe, just maybe, if I go against someone who's low enough light level, I'll be able to res snipe with it.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
Probably not.
Because I've got a 318.
It's the exact same scale as Iron Banner, so there can be a 20 light level difference, and it's not going to make that huge of a difference. It's going to be the equivalent of like a, if say your sniper rifle would normally do like 100. They're just like say if you're doing 100 damage on a shot, it's probably going to be doing about 115-ish or so.
I feel like the new light level is like 10 points of the new light level is roughly equivalent to the 1 point of the old light level.
We have an important question from Darian. He wants Hovey to answer which emote will most likely replace teabagging.
I guess blowing a kiss is always there. The slow clap, that kind of hits you hard.
That one does hit hard.
What is that? What is that perfect emote that just you want to find that guy on the map? What is that one?
Probably a slow clap.
Is
slow
it?
Clap. I don't know why. It just triggers me, man. Triggers.
I'm not gonna lie, I slow clap, but only if it's like I feel like there has to be a situation for it. You can't just slow clap because you killed a guy. No, you slow clap because that Sunbreaker just got, I stuck a sticky grenade, or I stuck a trip mine to you, and I got a headshot on you to kill you.
No,
I'm
you
gonna
slow clap
you.
because he popped his super, then he jumped off the map. It's got to be his fault. Like it's got to be something.
Yeah. They get heavy. They get heavy. They spin around and kill you and shoot themselves.
They shoot a wall. Yeah.
Hit the wall and blow themselves up. Yeah.
I should clarify. I don't actually get like mad, but it gets to me a little.
You're on my radar. You're on my radar if that happens. It's like, you're teabagging. Well, I wasn't really paying attention, and now I am just to find you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it annoys me a little when they do it after it's like a 3-on-1. Like, how am I gonna win that? You know. And then of course when I do kill them back, I just go in for the teabag.
Yep.
What maps we're gonna see? A couple different people, Pacheco and one other person asked, what maps do you think we're gonna get? What map is our first Trials map? Is it gonna be one of the new ones?
What's that new map that got released this week? That would be a good Trials map.
Cathedral?
No. Oh God, no.
It's so
I feel
big.
like that map's so big. Yeah, it's deceivingly big.
Yeah, it's really big. The sight lines on it are deceptively large, and there's not a hell of a lot of cover once you're like actually out in the open. There's lots of little passages on it, but there's no real huge cover that you can actually get there.
I don't know. I think it'd be pretty good because there's lots of different corridors you could duck into, and there's lots of ways you could flank your enemy. And I think it's big enough that you could actually stay off their radar when you are flanking. I think it'd be pretty cool.
This might be an unpopular opinion, but I wouldn't mind seeing Memento.
I'm just gonna say now that's probably my least favorite map in the game. That and Sector.
Oh God, I hate Sector.
Sector's the map I probably won't play.
Thankfully, Sector is a PlayStation exclusive map, so
okay, good.
Yeah,
we're not
Sector
gonna see it as
618,
Trials.
otherwise known as Cancer in the Crucible.
Yeah.
Oh God, no! I really hope we're not going to see
Memento.
what is it? Exodus Blue.
Oh yeah, that's
God,
true.
no.
I would like. Oh yeah, I forgot about. I would like to see Bannerfall. Actually,
Bannerfall would be good.
Yeah, no, Bannerfall.
That'd be a fun map to
Bannerfall
play,
feels
yeah.
good.
one of the only symmetrical maps, like pretty symmetrical maps in the game.
Yeah,
I would hate to see Crossroads.
So what are we looking at as far as the new team setups for Trials? Like, what do you guys think are going to be the right setup for 3-man? Is it all the same class? Is it 3 Titans? What is this?
I'm gonna guess we're gonna see groups that have a Sunbreaker and then another Sunbreaker and then a third Sunbreaker.
say. You don't say. Wow.
Really, 3 Sunbreakers?
Huh.
I don't know. Like the super is like a hit super to win. It's so good.
This will be the first
That
time
is so
I think
great.
that a Titan's ever been a recommended build for a Trials of Osiris. Though.
Striker.
playing my Striker Titan.
Yeah.
I
Striker-
enjoyed my Titan in general just because increased control jump was such a good movement ability.
Mm-hmm.
That and Fist of Havoc was the ultimate counter to any super.
Yeah. Or is that a Sun Singer that just popped up? I'm gonna Fist of Havoc.
Or a Golden Gun, just hide around the corner and just wait.
Destiny LOTR asks, what's your prediction for the most used weapon to replace the last word in Thorn in Trials of Osiris?
Red Death.
There you go.
Hawksaw.
Or
A Red Death, I think, would
After
get a
Iron
lot of
Banner,
use too.
Nearwind's Mercy.
Yeah, Red Death.
Bad Juju, I'm seeing everywhere right now.
Basically, pulse rifles. Just the
Yeah,
archetype
pretty much.
pulse rifles is
I
probably
think
going.
Talaylock will be like you'll start seeing Talaylock a lot later on during a game, like halfway through, because people will switch to it.
Miss 5000 Watts, Ian and I, we were running some trials earlier today, just kind of get the band back together and have a jam sesh before the big gig tomorrow. And we ran into a warlock. We were like, why isn't the Stormcaller popping his super? What is going on? Like, and then I realized it was because he was using a shotgun like for the entire time. But then the one time I started getting hit by something that wasn't a shotgun, it was his Tlaloc. So it's very deceptive. You can hold on to your super, and then the other enemy team's like, why is he not popping it? Oh God, why is he not popping it? And you're just sitting there, and you have a very good primary weapon.
Jack Ritchie messaged us that. Is there any? What are your guys' thoughts on specific PvP perks
For Hawksaw, if I could get one with that rolled with perfect balance and full auto, I'd be a happy camper.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
dirty. That's pretty insane.
Can you get perfect balance? Yeah, you can.
Yes,
you can get
it
perfect
does.
balance
It does
for
roll on that. For the 1,000-yard stare, I'd love a better scope than what I've got in mine. What else would be good on the? I don't know. That thing's snapshot, like you said.
Short gaze snapshot. Short gaze is so
Yeah.
good. I don't think people realize how much that helps.
See, the real question is, what is your secondary? Because, and by that I mean, what is your primary? Because everyone knows your real primary is your sniper rifle.
I wish they would change that. Honestly, I don't like that you can have your special out for the whole game.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah.
It's kind of silly. But I have a Hawksaw. It's a pretty good Hawksaw. I have Nerwins, of course. I'm probably going to test a lot. Honestly, tomorrow it's going to be a testing day. No, I haven't used First Curse. No, I haven't gotten it yet.
Don't.
I'm a little lazy.
You're not missing anything. It's seriously one of the most depressing guns to use. It's
Stinks.
because it truly highlights how bad hand cannons are right now after that nerf.
Do you think they made that gun in year 1 before all this happened? It would be the nerfs and all that, and that's why that is. Like they released an exotic like that in year 2 when the nerfs have all happened.
I'm pretty sure they designed these weapons pretty far in advance.
Because it just makes me wonder, like, why would they make something that takes that kind of quest line and then have it be that much of a letdown? Hey, I've got a question for Hovey.
Okay.
Because I think a lot of people would want to know this. What would you recommend for people looking to increase their sniper game in general and to get better as an overall sniper / PvP player? You know, more. How would you recommend people to get better at their sniping game?
I feel like sniping more than any other playstyle relies heavily on knowing the map and spawns and predicting where people are going to be. So, like, I'd never snipe in Halo. I haven't been sniping much because I've just been running around the maps trying to learn them and learn where everything is. I think that's essential to being a good sniper. Don't focus too much on getting the headshot. A lot of people think, hey, I have to get the headshot, but you really don't. If the guy's not even looking at you, just get the body shot real fast. Maybe switch to your primary and finish it, but yeah, stuff like that. I guess awareness is what I'm going for.
So map awareness, understanding sight lines, understanding spawn points, and then...
Yeah, don't... Yeah. I see people all the time that are like, hey man, my headshot percentage is 80%. Like, is that good? It's like, that's not the sole factor of what makes you a good sniper. Like if my teammate just shot a guy and my sniper will finish it off to the body, I'm gonna hit the body because that's the more reliable shot. You know,
it's about getting the kill, not the montage footage. Is what you're saying?
Exactly.
Montage is life, guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, that's why I'm going to be using Sleeper Simulant as my heavy tomorrow, just because it's going to be. I'm gonna get that one
360.
shot. Yeah, the 360. The 360 quick scope sleeper simulant triple kill with one shot. It's gonna be great.
That ricocheted for every single kill.
The thing is, it's got to ricochet.
Yeah, no, that's the point. And when it does, oh man,
that video of Teft getting killed by the ricochet.
Oh yeah, when we were testing that out, it was so fun.
That killed me.
That was inspired because Holtz killed himself off the wall, and I was like, "What? That's possible?"
Yeah, I was like, I wonder if you can kill yourself. Oh my god, you can. Alright guys, that was a 40-second Planet Destiny podcast. Thank you for tuning in. If you want to find more of me, you can go to PlanetDestiny.com, and I do lots of the YouTubes, and I stream on Twitch. Hey, by the time this is probably out, I might currently be streaming on the Planet Destiny channel doing trials, so you can go check that out as well.
I'm Briar Rabbit. You can find me at the Briar Rabbit on Twitter. You can find me on the Briar Rabbit channel on YouTube or stream it on Planet Destiny's Twitch page.
I am Tefty Teft. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter. You can catch some of the streams that I do for Planet Destiny, usually in the evening times. And check out my personal YouTube channel as well, Tefty Teft Games.
And this has been Pope Bear. You can follow me on Twitter at Pope Bear. And I stream on the Planet Destiny channel and hang out with these losers every once in a while.
All right, this has been Hovey, and I have a YouTube, KJ Hovey. It's KJ Hovey for everything: Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. And yeah, hope to see you soon.
Well, thank you for coming on. I'm sorry the discussion couldn't be more snipe related, but I think we got some good stuff going in that one.
I'm good. I just like listening to you all.
Well, thank you guys for listening, and we will see you next week.